So as a future leader in a multinational organization, I want to talk to you about some of my known personal assets. One of my known personal assets is that I can be very friendly, I can smile a lot, I love working with people, I like working under pressure. I like multitasking and doing different things at different times, and really becoming innovative with my creativity and the things that I can do. So I loved in the class specifically learning more about myself, especially in the strength finding exercise, where I was able to learn that I was labeled as an achiever, and I really enjoy that because I have very strong work ethics. Ideation was another theme that came up strong for me, and I learned from that I enjoy problem solving, which I do. So for me, the Gallup poll strengthening finder was very positive because it reinforced some of the things that I knew about myself, but now I was able to see them in writing. I learned that I like input. I like broadening my skills. That's important to me, as one of the reasons I joined the MBA program was to broaden my skills and knowledge of business as it is today. Something else I learned was positivity and how I can actually encourage others to be positive as well. So that was pretty good because I'm interested in working with people, and I really enjoy working with them as a team. The last thing that I learned was being a relator. So I like helping others. I like helping them improve, especially. So one of the classes that I currently teach is mindfulness stress reduction, and that helps them get through their stressful day. And I really enjoy teaching that. It actually gives me a lot of satisfaction back when I teach it myself, because it helps me level out my levels of stress at work. So those are some of the things I enjoyed in the class. I also liked the fact that with some of the knowledge I acquired in this class, I was able to build upon my own strengths. I think that I will become a better leader by knowing what makes me tick, but also how I can encourage my team to move forward as they learn more about themselves. And I've actually told some of my friends already about the strength finding exercise and taking it themselves. I think it's a very valuable tool to have in one's toolbox. Most useful things about the class were probably doing the case studies. I enjoyed the digital chocolate case study a lot because I felt that I was the same as Trip Hawkins in being a transformational leader and having that leadership style. I like changing and transforming. I like creating projects. I like coming out of the norm, like they say, coming out of your box and helping to improve operations in an organization. I like having a vision into the future, so I do like to analyze things that are going on in the business world and what trends, what's happening. I like to inspire others, and I like to definitely encourage innovation. I think status quo should be out the door. I think we should be thinking about creating things in different ways. I think the technology age has helped us acquire a lot of expertise in what we are able to do globally, and I think it's one of the traits we should work on the most. And one of the other things I like specific is creativity. I like people to be creative, innovative, thinkers, not followers, and just doing what people have done in the past. And I think the other most important thing I enjoy is communications. Communicating with folks in my field, outside of my field, not being pigeonholed to what others are doing and have done in the past, but really expanding on the knowledge and all of these people that have this foresight as to how the business world can really be globally and internationally. So another case study that I really loved was Whole Foods. Well, the Whole Foods case study showed what a true human resource department can do, how they can engage employees, why they are a top employer, and I I can see why, because they really engage their staff. They have a vision that is great. They retain their staff. They really promise and deliver. And I specifically like that because one of the problem analysis that I actually spoke about was lack of retention in some industries. And actually the company that I currently work for has a very low retention score. And I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem because we lose a lot of talented workers, you know, just because they're unhappy or, you know, they're not able to be the creative person that they are. Other things are, I guess, you know, how are we effectively motivating our staff and ourselves? Intrinsic and extrinsic incentives are very important because different people work different ways. Different things make different people tick. So we can't just say, oh, we're doing it this way. We're going to reward staff for producing more, because not everyone, you know, reacts to rewards in the same manner. So we have to keep that very much in mind. And I guess I want to go back to one other case, and I believe this is the case that the professor presented to us, and that was the new leader case. And that case was specifically interesting because a gentleman, Alejandro, that was being promoted as a new leader, he already had this group of staff that kind of rejected him. They had a preconceived or pre-established notion of what he was as a leader. And his boss, you know, that promoted him, didn't really stand by him, even though he said he was. So he kind of set Alejandro up for failure. And we see that in today's environment a lot, where bosses just kind of move people along because they want to put somebody in a position, but they don't give them the tools to be a strong manager. And that's what happened in the new leader case with Alejandro. And again, when I'm a leader, I don't want to fall into habits of that nature. I want to be able to promote people that deserve it, but give them the tools so that they can even become better managers. So that case was very interesting as well. One of the other points that I wanted to talk about was, how do we overcome resistance to change in our organization? And I think one of the ways that we would overcome that is, I think we already know as MBA leaders or managers and, you know, going out more into the business world, that we are going to have change all the time. We can't be resistant to all the changes because changes are new, and that's what creates creativity. And that is what's going to allow us to take our organizations to the next level, to compete better with our rivals, and be flexible. So all of these things, and I think I pointed out a bunch of different points, have been a great opportunity to learn in the class. And we're only in week 5, just coming up on week 6. But I think I'll be looking back at this video and see how successful I am in actually increasing my knowledge, education, as I get out more into the leadership roles of my organization or future organizations that I may work for. So, thank you.